Friends, there is a rule in our country, actually all over the world, right? Court trials are usually open to the public. But then, what happened in this latest Duggar family case? That suddenly all the rules seem different. Why are so many major details being hidden from ordinary people? Today, I'm going to share some shocking information with you, and honestly, when you hear this, you might be completely stunned. Because think about it for a second. What kind of truth could be hiding behind the scenes that people are not even allowed to see? Is the Duggar family using influence to cover up something serious? Or is there some secret court file that could shake the entire American media if it ever became public? In today's video, I'll talk about the possible inside story behind
all
those
you
hidden
sinners
files.
out there, for every
The
baby you
things
make,
nobody
the Duggars
really
are going to
dares
make
to
too.
say
I'm
openly.
gonna slide them out
So
four at a
please,
time.
don't skip even a second of
Like
this
a little
video,
machine gun of Christian.
because today's twists and details may completely change how you look at this entire case. And friends, before we begin, what do you think about this whole hide and seek situation? Tell me your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Alright then, let's try to uncover the truth that people believe is being hidden. For many people who have followed the Duggars for years, one thing became very familiar. Constant news, court documents, headlines, leaked files, public statements. It always felt like every new piece of information showed up online within hours. But this situation feels very different. This time, information is coming out very slowly. Some court documents are heavily redacted. Some names are completely missing. And in certain files, entire sections have been blacked out. Honestly, it has confused a lot of viewers. Some people think something suspicious is happening behind the scenes. Others believe the courts are hiding information from the public. But in reality, the explanation is often much simpler and much more legal. Courts usually become extremely careful in cases involving minors, family matters, or sensitive allegations, especially in state-level cases. And that silence, a lot of the time, it's intentional. I think many viewers are used to true crime stories or celebrity scandals, where every document becomes public almost immediately. But family court cases, especially cases involving children, don't work that way. And honestly, that difference matters. The American legal system strongly believes in public access to courts. That principle exists because transparency matters. People should be able to see how the justice system works. But there's another principle the courts consider just as important: protecting vulnerable people, especially children. And this is where confidentiality becomes a major issue. If you've looked at recent Duggar-related court documents online, you may have noticed blacked out sections, hidden names, missing addresses, or sealed files. Those redactions are usually not random. Most of the time, they happen because of privacy laws or court rules. In many states, courts legally cannot reveal the identities of minors. That includes names, birth dates, school information, medical records, or anything that could expose a child's identity. Even if the public is curious, even if the media wants answers, even if internet communities demand more details, the court's job is not to satisfy curiosity. Its first responsibility is protecting confidentiality.
I wasn't sure
and
what they were
honestly,
talking about at first. I was very
think
confused,
people
but
sometimes
I guess they're
forget
talking
that in
about
high-profile
their
cases,
shared child
when
endangerment
a
and false
family
imprisonment
becomes
charges.
famous through reality television, viewers naturally become emotionally attached. People followed the Duggar family for years, through marriages, births, controversies, public scandals. So when legal issues appear, viewers expect full access to everything. But courtrooms are not reality TV. And when children or sensitive accusations are involved, that boundary becomes extremely important. What's interesting is that courts are trying to balance two completely different ideas at the same time: public transparency and personal protection. And sometimes, those two goals clash. For example, a judge may allow the public to know a hearing happened, while still keeping certain documents private. Or reporters may attend a hearing, but legally cannot reveal certain details afterward. That naturally creates frustration online, because people feel like they're only seeing half the story. But in many situations, that partial access is intentional, especially when children could be affected years later. One thing legal experts often explain is that once sensitive information reaches the internet, it never fully disappears. Years later, children involved in these cases can grow up and discover their private information spread all over social media, YouTube videos, Reddit discussions, and news articles forever. And courts are very aware of that now. Probably much more aware than they were 10 or 15 years ago. Honestly, I think modern internet culture has changed how judges think about privacy. Years ago, a local court case might stay local. Today, one blurry screenshot can spread around the world in minutes. A rumor becomes a headline. A partial document becomes a giant online theory. And suddenly, thousands of strangers are discussing people they have never even met. That's why modern cases involving families or minors often
So
receive
how does
much
your faith
stronger
become
privacy
stronger
protection.
amid these hard times?
Another
Yeah, I
important
think
thing
these are the
people
moments that matter the
misunderstand
most is
online
when you are
is the
being
difference
tested or
between
when
sealed
something really
records
is
and redacted records.
hurting you.
People confuse them all the time. A sealed record means the public cannot access the file at all. The court completely blocks it. But a redacted record is different. That means the document itself may still be public, but sensitive information gets covered with black ink before release. And honestly, that difference matters, because it shows the court is trying to balance transparency with privacy. And this kind of balance is actually very common in modern legal systems. Also, this is not something unique to the Duggar family. Cases involving child custody, minors, abuse allegations, or family investigations often follow these exact same rules, whether the family is famous or not. But fame changes the pressure around the case. And this is where everything becomes complicated. Because once a case becomes public, everyone wants updates immediately. Content creators, news websites, discussion forums. Everyone wants the latest information first. And naturally, viewers become curious. For years, the Duggar family presented themselves as symbols of faith, morality, and family values. So when legal controversies appear around that image, people pay attention very quickly. That public interest is real. But public interest does not erase privacy protections. And courts know that. One thing that stands out to me is how quickly silence creates speculation online. If court documents are delayed, rumors begin. If identities stay hidden, theories begin. If hearings stay quiet, speculation spreads even faster. But honestly, I think viewers and commentators both have some responsibility here. There's a huge difference between discussing verified public information and trying to uncover protected details that courts intentionally removed. That distinction matters ethically, especially when children or unrelated family members could be affected. And frankly, sometimes people become so obsessed with finding the truth that they stop asking whether certain information should even be public in the first place. It's a difficult conversation, but it's an important one, because not every hidden detail means corruption or conspiracy. Sometimes, it simply means privacy. Another thing many people don't realize is that judges can issue protective orders during ongoing cases. Those orders can limit how evidence gets shared publicly. Why? Because public exposure can influence witnesses, affect future trials, or create safety risks for families involved, especially in emotional, high-profile cases. And if minors are involved in any way, courts become even more cautious. I also think social media has changed people's expectations completely. Now viewers expect real-time updates on everything. If no new document appears for 3 days, people immediately assume something huge is happening secretly behind the scenes. But legal systems are often very slow and very careful. Sometimes, there simply is no new information yet. And sometimes, there may never be. For viewers used to non-stop updates, that silence feels uncomfortable. But again, the court's priority is not entertainment. It's protection and legal procedure. Public reaction to this Duggar controversy has honestly been very divided. Some viewers strongly support privacy protections. They believe children and unrelated relatives should stay away from internet speculation completely. Others feel frustrated. They believe famous families who built careers in the spotlight should face full public scrutiny. And honestly, I can understand why both sides feel that way. Reality television creates a strange emotional connection between viewers and famous families.
Issue and like all these things. And so, yeah, I loved being a part.
People watched birthdays, romances, pregnancies, major family moments, year after year. So when information suddenly disappears behind legal barriers, viewers feel shut out. But the legal system is not based on emotional attachment. It's based on procedure. And procedure often prioritizes caution, especially in sensitive cases. I think another very important point is this. Hidden information is not automatically proof of guilt or innocence. People online often misunderstand that. A document covered in black ink does not automatically mean the hidden information is explosive. Sometimes it simply contains personal details the court is legally required to protect. And that distinction matters. Because once people start assuming the worst from incomplete information, speculation grows very quickly. That's exactly what partial information creates. And honestly, that's why responsible journalism matters so much. The best legal reporting usually focuses on verified court filings, confirmed hearings, and documented facts. Not anonymous rumors. Not internet theories. Especially in cases involving families and children. Because once misinformation spreads online, correcting it later becomes almost impossible. And frankly, some of the most harmful moments on the internet happen when people forget there are real human beings behind these stories. Even celebrities have children, relatives, private family members. Not everyone asked for internet attention. And honestly, people sometimes forget that part completely. At the end of the day, I think the biggest reason this new Duggar case feels unusually quiet is because the legal system is creating much stricter privacy boundaries now. It doesn't mean nothing is happening. It doesn't mean information doesn't exist. It simply means courts increasingly believe some information deserves protection, especially when vulnerable people could still suffer years after headlines disappear. And whether people agree with that or not, this approach is becoming more common in modern court systems. The internet moves incredibly fast. Courtrooms usually do not. And in sensitive cases, silence itself can sometimes become part of the protection. That may frustrate viewers searching for answers. But from the court's perspective, protecting identities is often more important than satisfying public curiosity. And honestly, as online coverage of legal cases continues to grow,